Hello friends, I am Hebron Peters, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part 2 of the series of Crusades, which means Holy Wars, which occurred between Western Christians and Middle Eastern Muslims. If you are new to this channel, then kindly watch part 1 of the series, the link is given below. The Second Crusade, in the duration 1147 to 1150, was the second major crusade launched from Europe. The Second Crusade was started in response to the fall of the county of Edessa in 1144 to the forces of Zengi. The county had been founded during the First Crusade, occurred between 1096 and 1099, by King Baldwin I of Jerusalem in 1098. While it was the first Crusader state to be founded, it was also the first to fall. Basically, Second Crusade are categorized in 3 campaigns: 1. Iberia campaigns, 2 Baltic campaigns, 3 Middle Eastern campaign. We will cover Iberia campaign in another video of Muslims in Iberia, the Reconquista. Another arena for the Crusades was the Baltic and those areas bordering German territories which continued to be pagan. The Northern Crusades campaign, conducted by Saxons led by German and Danish nobles and directed against the pagan Wends, provided a new facet to the Crusader movement, active conversion of non-Christians as opposed to liberating territory held by infidels. Let's move our focus towards county of Edessa. The city had been in Christian hands since the First Crusade, but it fell to Imad al-Din Zangi, the Muslim independent ruler of Mosul, in Iraq, and Aleppo, in Syria, on December 24, 1144. Following the capture, which Muslims described as the victory of victories, Western Christians were killed or sold into slavery while Eastern Christians were permitted to remain. The Christians of Edessa had appealed for help, and in general defense of the Latin East Crusader states in the Middle East, initiated Second Crusade. Bishop Hugh of Jabala reported the news to Pope Eugene III, who issued the bull Quantum Predecessoris on December 1 of that year, calling for a Second Crusade. The Pope commissioned French Abbot Bernard of Clairvaux to preach the Second Crusade, and granted the same indulgences for it which Pope Urban II had accorded to the First Crusade. Bernard then passed into Germany, and the reported miracles which multiplied almost at his every step undoubtedly contributed to the success of his mission. At Speyer, Conrad III of Germany and his nephew, later Holy Roman Emperor Frederick Barbarossa, received the cross from the hand of Bernard. Pope Eugene came in person to France to encourage the people to participate in Second Crusade. The crusade was led by the German King Conrad III and the King of France, Louis VII. It was the first time that kings had personally led a crusader force. In the early summer of 1147 the army marched across Europe to Constantinople, and from there to the Levant, where the French and German troops were joined by Italians, Northern Europeans. Most French crusaders preferred sailing rather than traveling by land. The crusaders were reminded of the urgency of a military response when Nur ad-Din, Zangi's successor, defeated the Latin leader Gisselin II during attempt to retake Edessa. Once again the city was sacked to celebrate Nur ad-Din's new power. All the Christian male citizens of the city were slaughtered, and the women and children were sold into slavery, just as their Western fellows had been 2 years before. The Byzantine emperor at the time of the Second Crusade was Manuel I Komnenos. Unlike his predecessors, Manuel seemed greatly attracted to the West. He favored Latins in Constantinople, dispensing civil awards and military titles in their direction. Ever since the First Crusade, though, there was a deep suspicion on both sides between the West and Byzantium. Manuel's primary concern was that the Crusaders were really only after the choice parts of the Byzantine Empire, especially now that Jerusalem was in Christian hands. It was for this reason that Manuel insisted the leaders of the crusade, on arrival in September and October 1147, to swear allegiance to him. At the same time, the Western powers considered the Byzantines rather too preoccupied with their own affairs and unhelpful in the noble opportunities they thought a crusader presented. The Byzantines had been attacking crusader-held Antioch, and the old divisions between the Eastern and Western churches had not gone away. It was significant that Manuel, despite the diplomacy, strengthened the fortifications of Constantinople. The German crusaders, accompanied by the papal legate and Cardinal Theodwin, intended to meet the French in Constantinople. When the German army of 20,000 men arrived in Byzantine territory, Emperor Manuel I Komnenos feared they were going to attack him, and had Byzantine troops posted to ensure against trouble. To make matters worse, some of the German soldiers were killed in a flood at the beginning of September. On September 10, in Asia Minor, Conrad decided not to wait for the French, but marched towards Iconium, capital of the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. The French crusaders had departed from Metz in June 1147, led by Louis. They followed Conrad's route fairly peacefully, since the original negotiations between Louis and Manuel I. Manuel had broken off his military campaign against Rum, signing a truce with his enemy Sultan Mehmed I. Manuel did this to give himself a free hand to concentrate on defending his empire from the Crusaders. The Greeks were encouraged by rumors that the Germans had captured Iconium, which is present-day Konya in Turkey, but Manuel refused to give support to Louis any Byzantine troops. Unprepared for the harsh semi-arid steppe, the Crusaders lacked food supplies, and Conrad had underestimated the time needed to reach his objective. At Doralayan, a force of Muslim Seljuk Turks, primarily archers, caused havoc with the slow-moving Westerners on October 25, 1147, and, forced to retreat to Nicaea, Conrad himself was wounded but did eventually make it back to Constantinople. Louis VII was shocked to hear of the Germans' failure but pressed on and managed to defeat a Seljuk army in December 1147 using his superior cavalry. The success was short-lived, though, for on January 7, 1148 the French were beaten badly in battle as they crossed the Cadmus Mountains. The Crusader army had become too stretched out, some units losing contact with each other, and the Seljuks took full advantage. What remained of the Westerners was commanded by a group of Knights Templars. There were a few minor victories as the Crusaders made their way to the southern coast of Asia Minor, but it was a disastrous opening to a campaign which had not even reached its target of northern Syria. Louis VII and his ravaged army finally arrived at Antioch in March 1148. From there, he ignored Raymond of Antioch's proposal to fight in northern Syria but marched on to the south. The nobility of Jerusalem welcomed the arrival of troops from Europe. A council to decide on the best target for the Crusaders took place on June 24, 1148, when the Haute Cour of Jerusalem met with the recently arrived Crusaders from Europe at Pomaria, near Acre, a major city of the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem. This was the most spectacular meeting of the court. In the end, the decision was made to attack the city of Damascus. The Crusader army arrived at Damascus on July 24, 1148 and immediately began a siege. After only 4 days, the difficulties presented by the defenses and the serious lack of water for the attackers meant the siege had to be abandoned. Once again, bad planning and poor logistics were to prove the Crusaders' undoing. The fighting around the city had been ferocious with heavy casualties on both sides, but no real advance had been made. The Second Crusade, despite so much early promise, had disappointingly fizzled out like a water-damaged firework. Conrad III returned to Europe in September 1148 and Louis, after a sightseeing tour of the Holy Land, did the same 6 months later. Aftermath was the Second Crusade was a serious blow to Byzantium's carefully constructed diplomatic alliances, especially with Conrad III against the Normans. A crusade had damaged East-West relations. Nur ad-Din continued to consolidate his empire, and he took Antioch on June 29, 1149 after the Battle of Inab, beheading its ruler Raymond of Antioch. Raymond, the county of Edessa, was captured and imprisoned, and the Latin state of Edessa was eliminated by 1150. In conclusion, The First Crusade was a big success, but Second Crusade was failure. In Islamic context, jihad was successful. Next, Nur ad-Din took over Damascus in 1154, uniting Muslim Syria. In 1187, Jerusalem capitulated to Saladin, which paved the way for Third Crusade. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. God bless you. The series is continue.